Thanks for making it out to Rollganic Gardens. This is paradise to us. 8,000 organic cannabis plants, all grown and cultivated and harvested with these hands here. You know, we've got a passion for what we do, and not just growing it, but enjoying cannabis as well. The medicinal values, the recreational values to it. And we're not out here just to get rich. We actually have a passion for what we do and want to share that passion with the world. So I'm Alex Snyder, this is Jason Roll. He's the Roll in Rollganic Gardens, family owned and operated business. Everything we've done ourselves, from development of the property to the fencing to the camera system to planting the plants, all the way up to harvest and then
sales, packaging, stickering, right on to the end product.
Right now, Rollganic Gardens has 8,000 plants on 17 acres, but phase 2 would be expanding 50 acres, and I think we'll do, was it 40,000?
I think we're gonna try hitting 40,000 solventless ranch strains on the farm. Main goal is basically fill all of this in here for solventless extraction material, hydrocarbon material. But this will be phase 2. This field's a little over 47 acres, I believe. Then we got a second phase and a third phase that we'll be working on in the prior upcoming years. They dredged this river in '98 and all this property dried up, so now it's good fertile swampland. About 4 foot of settlement, and you got sand, so you get that drainage you're looking for, but you get really good organic input.
The last end goal would be to, by 2025, 100 acres and close to probably 80,000, 100,000 plants. Hopefully produce somewhere around 500 million grams of fresh frozen per year cannabis. That's not dried smokable cannabis, but fresh frozen cannabis that we can extract high quality rosin from. There's a lot of people on the medicinal value that are really conscious of what they're smoking and trying to have be as clean as possible. And for other farms throughout the state, Michigan is naturally a heavy metal ridden soil state. And thankfully for us, being on a bed of gypsum, it naturally breaks down the heavy metals to the point where they're non-detectable. And it also prevents like rocks from rising up throughout the frost. So we actually have almost like a very sandy, loamy soil that we got really lucky with here.
You know, I heard another farmer refer to it as carrot soil. So it's really rich, soft, no rocks, not very gravelly. And gypsum is a calcium sulfate. So it was first used in fertilizer, as we know. But that allows this ground to have an abundant amount of sulfur and calcium that the plants feed from naturally. So that sulfur water increases the terpene production in this area quite a bit compared to other parts of Michigan, I think.
My background came from extraction, and when you look at the heads under a microscope, I don't think there's much of a difference from indoor or outdoor. And with that being said, growing outdoors, and if you do it the right way, I believe, people like Jason and Randall that have grown outdoors their entire lives can, get this material down to where we can process it to make the most top shelf quality extracts. At the end of the day, it's fire in, it's fire out. And even though we are on a large scale, the reason why we're here, honestly, is because we were forced to. And with the metric market, we had no choice but to scale up our plant count. If we could grow, a few hundred plants and make a great living, we would. But this is a market to be sustainable, we have to have a large grow, and that's why we started Rollganic Gardens.
We don't spray anything unless it's organic, or add it to the ground unless it's organic, so it's kind of hard to get the edge on the competition sometimes when you're allowed to use them, mash a button things. But I think in the end people will like the product because it is organic. All 8,000 plants are hand started and hand selected to go in that field.
And so as soon as we cut the plant down, we basically keep a 30-minute cycle from the time it's chopped to the time that it's cleaned up, it's bagged, it's scaled, it's tagged, and it's put in this cool room to freeze.
And the biggest core value of the farm is to keep it organic and keep it safe for the patients and the people, making sure that we cultivate healthy plants that make it to the end game properly and are stored properly to make a proper product.
We try to produce the best quality of material in the field. We try to handle it with respect and love as we bring it down. And really just definitely the plant comes first, for sure.